Ma'am, that's close enough. Do not approach the checkpoint.
What's going on? Why am I the one being questioned? I just escaped from a raid on Tarsus.
Let the WTO handle this disturbance. Just answer my questions. Who do you work for? All non-Enclave workers must leave the area until security can be restored.
That's one of them.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay, you can pass, but you're instructed to report immediately to Chief Morgan at the WTO air terminal.
Is something wrong?
Just move along so we can seal off the area.
You'll be safe in the WTO Enclave. Whatever you do, don't go down the inclinator into Lower Seattle. The Order terrorists are strong there.
Gotten past the checkpoint. Good. Now forget everything those troopers just said. I trust the WTO about as much as I now trust Tarsus. If you need further proof of the program's duplicity, you should stop by Nassif's apartment. I got the address when I broke into her office. Apartment 2224, Emerald Suites. I'm transmitting a map of the complex to you now.
Get out of Upper Seattle while you can. The WTO could decide to arrest you at any moment. You can reach the lower districts via the inclinator at the northwest corner of the Enclave.
Hey, you, come here.
What for?
You live here? It's my first time topside. What's a good place to go shopping?
Easy, Red. Mr. P said to lay low.
You deaf? I said I want to get me a fly leather outfit like the one you're wearing.
Come on, man, back off. Well, every time we do a job, you gotta skits and get us all fired.
P said stand here. I'm standing here, and now I want to go shopping. Only thing is I can't afford the Phoebesville markup. That's where you come in.
You picked the wrong person to mug, punk.
Punk?
Hear that? She called Red a punk.
Maybe your grandpappy was a punk, but I bet you never fought a low-down, low-town scab like me.
What's the matter? Never learned to talk street?
I don't take it back, if that's what you mean.
Well, it's take it back or take back, Phoebe. Red ain't fooling. He's more scabland than a greasel pit fighter.
Would y'all just shut up and script some backup? I'm going in.
Time for business! Stay back! This is my show! Do something, yo!
File open. Your actions will be recorded.
My business plan didn't have a column for acts of terror. Kinda messes with the Pecorino price point.
That bad?
I charge almost double compared to Queequeg's Coffee in Lower Seattle. Why? Terrorism, taxes, rent.
Rent, I hear you. The WTO shouldn't ration construction permits.
You're telling me. I know a guy who works at Symmetria. He says nanoformers could rebuild all of Seattle in about 5 years.
It's a shame.
To hell with an economic shock. People want the new cities and they want them now.
I guess business is a little slow because of the terrorist attack on the block.
Could be. Live here was just telling me about it. Tarsus Academy, right? Usually the Order goes after the inclinator.
Business is always about the same, since you asked. That's what I was saying. You can barely make a profit up here because of the high rent.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to pull so much volume if I had a branch in Lower Seattle. What's it to you?
Just curious. The Pequod's in my hometown was always packed.
Personally, I think it's about time Lower Seattle, Queequeg's Coffee in particular, got their own taste of terror.
I hear you. Have something specific in mind?
Not that I want to see anyone get hurt, but I'd pay to see someone break in and set fire to their inventory of coffee beans.
Nice.
That's arson.
Very perceptive. You look like one of those Tarsus kids who hang around here. They do the job, maybe just lob a grenade in there or something. Interested in a little adventure?
I'd have to think about it.
The Queequeg's manager lives in apartment 21 of the Heron's Loft building. I bet you could find the code to the shop there. Careful though, he's always loafing around at home since he doesn't have to do the 24-hour shtick like us.
Processing.
Citizens, we have been accused of over-engineering our economy. Well, this is the legacy we inherited from J.C. Denton. J.C. Denton, the solitary criminal mind that precipitated the Great Collapse and showed us just how fragile the old system was. But how, you ask? Just a rumor, you say? No. My investigators have uncovered proof underground at Area 51 that he was not working for the United Nations, and in fact that there never was a global terror network. He acted alone. Even the recent Chicago disaster pales in comparison to his crimes. Trust the WTO's cautious policies. They protect civilization from madness itself.
Seek a higher path. Seek
Trying to brainwash more mercenaries?
How do you mean?
I'm talking about the attack on Tarsus. Is that what you do when people won't listen to your sermons? You murder them?
Brother Lamar spoke to me when he entered the Enclave. He and his seekers are sworn followers of Her Holiness. They would raise their hands in battle only if provoked.
You could be telling the truth, who knows? Tell me more about your faith.
I used to live here and believe everything Dumier said until I realized that enclaves do the real brainwashing, convincing people it's a free market where everyone can succeed if they work hard enough, when in fact it's all controlled to keep the wealth in the hands of a select few. I'm trying to wake them up. Once I was like you, mindlessly consuming, but you've always felt something was missing. Join the Order and let Her Holiness help you find it.
Inspecting surfaces.
New fare, 5 times the old one.
5 times? That's quite an increase.
Uh-huh.
Don't WTO policies discourage price fluctuations?
Huh?
You know, the zoning rules, licensing procedures, the constant monitoring of markets. A 5-fold price hike is pretty unusual.
Well, I'm not too political.
You trying to make a quick buck or something?
Lay off, lady, jeez. I'm just selling passes.
Take it easy.
Uh-huh.
Thought you were gonna catch me by the...
Scab got lucky.
Ah, Alex D. Chief Morgan has had a lot to say about you.
I haven't had the chance to talk to her yet.
Then be sure you talk to Chief Morgan as soon as you can. She's in Europe right now, but she'll address you from the holocom in her office. Go up the stairs, hang a right, and look for the management wing on your left.
I told you, we can't trust Tarsus or the WTO. You really should come to our church and hear what the Order has to say. Her Holiness will open your eyes. May she watch over you.
What a strange day. All this commotion at the terminal.
All WTO personnel are required to adhere to the air terminal security policies. Please refer to Section 407.23 of your field manual. Attention. All outbound flights have been delayed.
I heard there was trouble at Tarsus today.
For more information.
Another thrill-packed afternoon, huh?
Welcome to the Seattle WTO Air Terminal.
At least one trainee besides me reported to the authorities. Have you seen Leo?
No, but I've heard from Billy. She seems to be mixed up with the Order Church.
They can do what they want, I guess. I can't believe that Tarsus is a front, after all those years of training.
What's going on back there?
A suspicious helicopter was circling the city. Fortunately, both the pilot and the aircraft are now in WTO custody.
Order reconnaissance?
The pilot will be interrogated. I shouldn't tell you more than that.
So you're on the WTO payroll now, huh?
I'm just glad I didn't have a reaction to whatever the Tarsus people were shooting into our veins, and now I've got a security assignment. That's all I ever wanted from that place.
Something didn't add up quite right on last night's shipment.
Chief Morgan, you wanted to see me?
I want to hear what you know about the terrorist attack that led to your escape from Tarsus Academy.
The Order wanted to stop the experiment. That's about all I know.
We were watching that facility ourselves. Ever heard of an organization codenamed Apostle Core?
Sounds like a cult.
Apostle Core made your biomods. I'm not blaming you, but the technology diverges wildly from piezochem biomods, the only ones approved for sale.
You're investigating this Apostle Core for patent infringement?
Market disruption. The genius of the Apostle Core product is that it restructures any host DNA to tolerate biomodification, whereas the standard infusions work for only 1 in 20 patients. Apostle Core could go commercial and devastate biomod prices.
In other words, you want modified people to hold their value, like real estate.
We simply want to avoid a price shock. So far, our most promising intel on your former employer points to a possible smuggling operation with Seattle's Minister of Culture, who lives in an Emerald Suites penthouse.
Penthouse? Nice.
You see where this is going. The minister should be out this time of night, living it up at Club Fox.
And you want me to break into the place?
Show us what you can do, Alex. With Tarsus gone, maybe a position with WTO security would appeal to you.
What about the situation in the Inclinator?
Still unresolved. Our people have the area closed to pedestrians.
Please accept the sincere apologies of Standard Security. Our people should have screened out the terrorists at the lower Seattle entrance.
I'm not blaming you personally.
I'm the one who has to face the music, especially given the Chicago situation.
I have to admit, there's been some talk here of replacing SSC security guards with WTO military. I expect there will be some fallout. Just wanted to let you know that we have the situation in hand. What do you want? I'm busy.
Sorry.
If you're asking about the Inclinator, I don't know. Some sort of toxic spill. We're on it.
Actually,
If you're worried about the terrorist attack, don't be. WTO security did its job. The Order Church won't try something like that again.
I'm sure you have everything under control.
And don't make me file another complaint about corruption. I'm up to my ears in corruption. Smugglers, dodgy business owners. Meanwhile, half of Lower Seattle banging on the walls wanting citizenship in this zoo.
I just came by to talk to Chief Morgan.
Oh, you the woman with covert ops training? You want to make my day? Bring me the balance sheet for that dive nightclub, Vox, down at the end of the block.
One of those dodgy business owners?
Tax evasion, I'm pretty sure. That small-time cheat probably keeps his books in his office on the second floor. Bring me hard evidence against Vox, and I'll hand over a generous citizen's bonus. How's that? We've had 3 nightclubs on that spot in less than a year. Fronts, all of them. Come back and tell me what you find out. Send the bill to me. I've got work to do.
Authorized.
May you be shielded from chaos.
Welcome to Club Vox. We've got the latest NG Resonance Sim, the best music, and even a VIP club for your more private exchanges. You can pay the cover for the main club here.
What's so great about this club anyway?
Besides the usual offerings, we've got the latest NG Sim on the second floor. The owner usually hangs out up there where he can watch everything. If you need more privacy than the ground floor can offer, you might ask him about the VIP club. The stairs are on the right just after you enter.
Thanks.
Welcome to Club Vox. We've got the latest NG Resonance Sim, the best music, and even a VIP club for your more private exchanges. You can pay the cover for the main club here.
Here you go.
Have fun.
Not interested, honey.
Say that again?
Leave. You're blowing my cover.
What cover? Lonely drunk?
I've got a score to settle with the Minister of Culture over there at the bar. He stole my design for the sculpture in the Galleria, so now I'm broke, my WTO dues are up, and I might get deported to Lower Seattle.
He's right over there. Just tap him on the shoulder and ask him to step outside.
It's a complicated situation. I have the key to the back stairwell of his penthouse, but I don't stand a chance against the automated security unless I get him to let me in himself.
How do you plan to do that?
It doesn't involve chatting with young women.
I'll leave you to your scheming.
Do you mind?
That guy over there at the table said he admires your work as Minister of Culture.
Like hell he does. He thinks I'm an old buffoon with no taste. They all do. It's the nature of youth and ambition.
That's not what he told me.
No skin off my nose, though. They still have to kiss my boots, and I plan to make them do it, too. No more interruptions, please.
I don't have time for this. Welcome to Club Vox.
Everything's satisfactory, miss. I am the owner.
Just taking a look around.
Pardon the intrusion, but you look modified, am I right? My cousin used to run a clinic.
Why do you want to know?
Just a small security matter. I've had trouble finding reliable protection. You see, one of my VIP club members is being framed by a lawyer living in the Emerald Suites.
What's the lawyer say the club member did?
The charges are pure fabrications. It doesn't matter. The lawyer is one Kevin O'Rourke. He lives in Suite 2226. To be blunt, I want him dead.
You're asking me to murder an Enclave citizen.
Tell his bodyguard that you're handling the SMG shipment for an arms smuggler named David Kurzek. That'll get you inside the apartment. Do this, and I will pay you a handsome reward, plus a VIP membership. Repeat anything I just said, however, and you will join Mr. O'Rourke in a long trip to Lower Seattle from the Space Needle Overlook. Thank you for choosing Club Vox.
Hi, I'm NG Resident. What would you like to talk about?
I'm Bud Puckett. Remember me?
Bud, it's been 3 days. How was your date?
I don't know.
Come on, Bud. Fill me in. Did you hit it off?
Not really. That so-called dating service ripped me off.
Tell me about the young woman.
Well, first of all, she wasn't young. Hey, NG, I have a question.
Yes?
I know you're just software. Probably have holocoms all over the world.
We'll have more fun if you pretend I'm NG.
But I was wondering, does the real NG ever see these conversations, like watch recordings or anything?
Sure. NG loves hearing from her fans.
Yeah?
Yes, I love my fans.
Hi, NG. I hope you're listening. I'd like to meet you for real sometime.
Of course I'm listening. Don't be silly.
I'm Bud Puckett. I live in Upper Seattle. Call me sometime, maybe next time you're in town, okay? She's all yours.
Hi, I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about?
You must know everybody in the club.
Let's talk about you.
Tell me about Bud Puckett.
I like Bud. He's one of my biggest fans.
Lots of bouncers in here. Are they really necessary?
Every society has rules.
But armed guards in a nightclub?
No business can prosper without protection against crime. Hi, I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about?
Know anything about the WTO guards at the bar?
The defense of commercial districts has been the key to economic recovery since the collapse.
I guess you're not a disciple of the Order.
I love nature as much as Her Holiness, but nature builds and creates. Perhaps the Order is sincere, but they have a public relations battle to win. Hi, I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about?
What about the VIP area? What goes on back there?
WTO security would like to know the same thing. They lack evidence for a search warrant.
You know an awful lot about police business.
Like you said, I talk to everyone. If you learn what goes on there, please inform me. Hi, I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about?
I'm Bud Puckett. Remember me?
The chances of you finding a bug in a globally distributed AI construct are 10 billion to 1. Hi, I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about?
I like your music.
I think you're lying.
Hey, I'm a fan. You're not supposed to argue with me.
I'm supposed to make you like me. You like it when I argue. Do tell me if you learn anything about the VIP area.